Evening had fallen over a small village in West Bengals, surrounded by hills, bordered by a river, yet wrapped in poverty. In one corner of that village, inside a thatched hut, lived Rahul and his family. His father worked as a daily laborer. His mother did housework in others' homes, but Rahul was different. Quiet by nature, yet his eyes burned with fire. Poverty couldn't break his spirit. A boy born from the soil, his dreams reached for the sky. Going to school was like a battle walking 5 kilometers on foot. He had only one notebook, and if his pen broke, he had to save up coins to buy another. While his classmates had lunch during breaks, Rahul would drink water from a nearby well to silence his hunger. Even so, he always came first in every exam, in every competition, because he knew there was only one road to freedom education. Rahul's mother often said, "Son, if you ever become rich one day, will you still leave me in this hut?" Rahul would smile and reply, "Ma, I'll give you the biggest flat in the city, one with a roof open to the sky." One day, an announcement came at school. A district-level talent search exam was being held. The top 3 scorers would win a government scholarship and the chance to study in a reputed city school. Rahul's eyes lit up. "This opportunity is mine," he told himself. From that very day, Rahul entered a new kind of battle. He would wake up at 5 in the morning and start studying. He helped his father with work, lent a hand to his mother in the kitchen, and then went off to school. At the end of the day, in the misty village evenings, he studied under the dim light of a single kerosene lamp until 11 p.m. While his friends played outside, Rahul solved math problems and memorized English words. His only motivation was his dream. He had no textbooks, so he read notes written on old newspapers. Sometimes, the headmaster would give him old question papers from the school. The teacher used to say, "Rahul, you can do it. I've never seen talent like yours before. Just believe in yourself." But the road wasn't easy. While studying, hunger would often make him dizzy. His mother would split her only piece of roti and say, "Eat, son, I'll eat later." Rahul knew she was lying. She would stay hungry. Still, one thought kept him going. If I give up now, all this suffering will mean nothing. Meanwhile, some villagers mocked him. "Look at Rahul, dreaming of becoming a rich man. A poor village boy going to a city school? What a joke." Rahul stayed silent. He knew time would speak for him. The day of the exam arrived. Rahul was nervous. He went to the test on an empty stomach, but in his eyes, there was the fire of dreams. He looked at the question paper and calmly began. One math problem, one essay after another. It felt as if he had already prepared for all of them. The exam ended. The results would take a month. That 1 month was the longest in Rahul's life. Every afternoon he went to school, listened for news about the results, tried to pick up any whispers from the community. Finally, the day came. The list was put up on the school notice board. The whole school gathered around. Rahul pushed through the crowd and looked. At the very top of the list, it read, "Honest place, Rahul Sarkar. Village, Amarpur. Scholarship awarded, National Model School, Kolkata. Full tuition, boarding, meals, everything covered." Rahul was stunned. His eyes filled with tears. He stood still, as if he couldn't believe it. Then, the headmaster walked up to him and said, "I told you, Rahul, you could do it. We're all proud of you." That day, when Rahul returned home, his mother was cooking. He ran to her, hugged her tightly, crying. "Ma, I did it. Our life is going to change, Ma." His mother said nothing. She just placed her hand gently on his head. And that day, Rahul saw tears of joy in her eyes too. The train raced toward Kolkata. Rahul sat by the window, eyes fixed on the distant sky. It was his first time going to such a big city thanks to the scholarship he had earned. At the station, his mother's eyes were filled with tears as she said, "You're not crying, my son." Rahul replied, "Ma, I haven't come to cry." Upon reaching the city, Rahul stepped into a whole new world. Tall buildings, busy people, brightly lit streets, it all felt like a dream. He arrived at National Model School, where his stay, meals, and education were fully taken care of. But from the very beginning, Rahul realized the battle in the city was completely different. Here, everyone spoke in English. Some had expensive phones, wore branded clothes. In the first few days, Rahul remained quiet. His classmates would often make fun of his rural accent. "Which jungle are you from? You're even scared to speak English, haha." Rahul felt hurt, but he didn't give up. He started borrowing English books from the library, watched English-speaking videos on YouTube, and practiced daily in front of the mirror. One day, in English class, the teacher suddenly said, "Today, everyone will give a short speech. Rahul will begin." Rahul stood up. His throat was dry, legs trembling. Then he began in broken English. "Good morning. My name is Rahul Sarkar. I come from Amarapur village. I believe dreams have no price, only passion." The whole class fell silent. No one laughed. No one mocked him. Later, a classmate came up and said, "You're really brave. You're going to go far." At that moment, Rahul understood those who once laughed at you may one day applaud if you don't stop trying. Rahul didn't just focus on study, she excelled in math, science, and debates. He knew the competition was fierce, but his effort was fiercer. At the city school, he learned that being first in class wasn't as important as having the desire to learn. Every year, the school held an innovation fair where students showcased their projects. Rahul decided to build a low-cost solar light that could be used in rural homes. Using an old mobile battery, a small solar panel, and scrap metal, Rahul built his project. On the day of the fair, the judges moved from project to project. One of them came to Rahul and asked, "Why did you make this?" Rahul answered, "There's no electricity in my home, sir. I want to bring light to homes like Manit low cost." The judges were moved by his words. Rahul was announced the best project of the fair. On that day of success, Rahul realized talent is never measured by clothes or accent. It's measured by courage and determination. A light rain was falling on a chilly winter night in Kolkata. Rahul sat in the hostel library, head bowed over his study table. His board exams were approaching, but his mind was restless. That afternoon, he had received a call from his father. "Rahul, your mother's had a fever for 3 days. We haven't been able to take her to a doctor. I didn't tell you earlier. I didn't want to upset you, but I thought you should know." Rahul's eyes welled up. Sitting in the hostel, he felt helpless. While his friends around him were memorizing formulas, Rahul was lost in worry. That night, he made a decision. If he truly wanted to achieve something in life, it wouldn't be just for himself, but for his mother. He turned the pages of his books, made a new study schedule, and told himself, "This storm will pass. I just have to hold on." Rahul's board exams went extremely well. His marks in every subject were outstanding, especially in math and science. When the results were declared, it was revealed. Rahul had ranked second in the entire state. His name was printed in newspapers. Headlines read, "Son of a poor family, now the pride of Bengal." Many organizations came forward to offer him scholarships. Soon after, he received admission to one of India's top engineering colleges, with a full scholarship covering tuition, hostel, and food. But the next battle was even bigger. In college, Rahul realized the competition was tougher than ever. Sleepless nights, complex projects, research deadlines, constant pressure, it all became a part of his daily life. But this time, he wasn't alone. He found a group of friends who understood him, who believed in his dreams. Together, they formed a team, Winning Wings. Their mission, to build a startup that creates technology for rural India. They started working on affordable water purifiers, digital learning systems for village schools, and solar-powered lighting solutions. Rahul often thought back to the early days. The boy who once studied under a kerosene lamp was now bringing light to entire villages. But then, another storm struck. During a crucial demo, a major technical glitch occurred. Their startup had entered a big funding competition, and at the last moment, their system failed. The team began to fall apart. Some said, "We're going to lose. It's over." Rahul stood up and said, "Have we forgotten why we started? Will we give up our dream just because of one bad night?" He worked through the night to fix the system, came up with a new plan, and completely rebuilt the demo in less than 24 hours. 2 days later, they got another chance. This time, their presentation stunned the judges. The result? Their startup won first prize ki 50 lakh investment. That evening, when Rahul spoke to his mother over a video call, she said, "You always said you'd become rich. Now what should I say?" Rahul smiled and replied, "Say this: my son didn't just become rich, he brought light into many lives." 5 years had passed. Rahul was now a successful tech entrepreneur. His company, Jeevan Aloe, Light of Life, developed affordable technology for rural communities. Their products, like solar lights, water purifiers, and online education platforms, had already reached over 2.0 villages across 12 states in India. Rahul now lived in a spacious apartment in Kolkata with his mother. The apartment had a beautiful balcony, an open terrace, and a small flower garden just for his mother. One morning, as Rahul was sipping tea on the balcony, his phone rang. It was the headmaster of his old village school. "Rahul, we're hosting a program at school. The children see you as an inspiration. If you can, please come visit." Rahul didn't hesitate. "I'm coming, sir. I've been wanting to return anyway." That Saturday morning, Rahul returned to Amarpur village. The roads were better now. There was a mobile tower, and electricity had finally arrived. But as he entered the village, a flood of memories came rushing back. His old thatched house still stood, though no one lived there anymore. Rahul got out of the car and stood before it. Running his hand along the wall, he whispered, "You were the beginning of my journey. I will never forget you." Then he went to the school. It was crowded with students. The headmaster announced, "Look, children, this is your Rahulda. He once sat here like you do, and now he brings light to thousands." Rahul stepped onto the stage. Dozens of young eyes stared up at him. He began, "I'm not a special person. I just believed in myself and in my dream. I knew I might be poor, but I never let my thinking be poor. Life will throw storms at you. Many will say you can't make it. But remember this, your dream, your battle. No one else can win it for you. So if you want to win, you must fight. I'm standing here today for one reason: I never gave up, not for a single day. The students clapped with excitement. Some came up to him asking for autographs and posters. That day, Rahul saw a glimpse of his younger self in every one of those children. Later, he built a computer lab for the school. I want every child in this village to have access to modern education. I once studied by the light of a kerosene lamp. Now, you will learn from LED screens. At sunset, he went to the riverbank, the same river where he once bathed, played, and dreamed. It still felt calm, still felt like home. His mother walked up and stood beside him. Everyone was in tears at the school today after hearing you speak. Rahul, you've truly become someone great. Rahul lowered his head and softly replied, No, Ma. I've just managed to put a smile on your face. That's my greatest victory. Rahul is now the founder of one of the largest social tech startups in the country. His company, Jeevan Alo, Light of Life, has expanded not just across India, but into other countries as well. Yet, the fire in his eyes, the same one that burned when he studied under a kerosene lamp, still burns just as brightly. One day, a call came from Delhi from the president's office. Rahul was to be honored with the President's Award for Social Innovation. His mother was sitting beside him, cooking. When Rahul shared the news, he said, Ma, I'll be receiving an award from the president. Will you come with me? Tears welled up in her eyes. How can I not go where you're going, my son? Every struggle was for you. At the president's conference hall in Delhi, the room was packed with journalists, cameras, and renowned figures. When the president spoke on stage, he said, This young man from a small village, Rahul Sarkar, has shown that innovation is not born in labs, but in struggles. His work has brought light literally and metaphorically to thousands. As Rahul received the medal and certificate from the president, images flashed through his mind, his parents' faces, that tiny village hut, the hurricane lamp in school, the library in Kolkata, friendships, failures, rejection, everything blazed before his eyes. After the ceremony, the press surrounded him. You come from a poor background, and now you own a company worth crores. How do you see yourself? Rahul smiled and replied, I am a fighter. Yes, I come from poverty, but I was never poor in my mind. Afterward, he launched a new initiative, a Lock Path, a platform to provide free tech education to talented but underprivileged rural youth and help them shape their life goals. On the first day, 30 boys and girls gathered in a hall. Rahul said, If you think a poor kid can't achieve anything, look at me. If a dream is real, the path will appear. Just don't stop. You can do it too. I was once just like you. A year later, a new light had spread across villages thanks to Rahul's mission. Girls were studying via mobile apps, boys were learning drone technology, and many had landed jobs in IT companies. Amarpur was no longer just a remote village. It had become India's first digital village, transformed by the power of technology and innovation. And behind this revolution was one name, Rahul Sarkar. One evening, Rahul stood on the roof of his home, gazing at the sky. Once, his only dream had been to have light inside a room, to have pride in his chest. Now, he held the keys to thousands of lights and saw pride in thousands of faces. His mother walked up and stood beside him, saying, Today, I finally see peace in your eyes, my son. Rahul smiled softly. Because Ma, today I've truly become rich. Not just in money, but in courage, action, and love. Then he closed his eyes and whispered to himself, Dreams do come true if you keep fighting. Never stop.